when you have a ton of calcium in the body, and we see so many people that do, their thyroid function's low, they have cold hands and feet, they're constipated, they have headaches, their mood isn't great, their outlook therefore isn't, their cognition isn't what it could be, their memory isn't, because it's an interference with the body.
What are you finding most people have the kind of the big deficiency in, or what's the one or two rocks that kind of move the needle the most for people?
Surprisingly, sometimes it's, and this is a free thing, is just learning to stop taking some things that you're taking, which is cool.
And that's because generally they're not bioavailable for the body, or
something like vitamin D is causing calcium to overabsorb. And calcium is so ubiquitous. We get it by accident all the time and drinking water and things. And we've been taught that calcium is good. In fact, it's on this teeter-totter, this seesaw, right? With picture calcium over here and magnesium over here. You actually have, it's a multi-dimensional seesaw. So it's calcium, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, manganese, and they're all, it's multi-dimensional. You could say piano, where you touch one or you flip one seesaw piece and the rest sort of like either tremor or move greatly. When you have a ton of calcium in the body, and we see so many people that do, their thyroid function's low, they have cold hands and feet, they're constipated, they have headaches, their mood isn't great, their outlook therefore isn't, their cognition isn't what it could be, their memory isn't, because it's an interference with the body, interfering sort of nutrient. And granted, calcium is good for some things. Like, we do need some of it. But when most people think bone health, they think calcium, they don't think magnesium, boron, and other minerals. The interesting thing is that when all of these things, going back to blood and hair, when we test our blood, we often see that these things are fine. And the reason why is the body is so innately intelligent in prioritizing what should be prioritized and to keep you alive, that we'll actually test your blood and we'll go, cow, you're fine, and you're like, well, I don't really want to be fine. I want to be optimized. I want to know what to work on. That's why I'm here. I'm here to improve things. I also can't tell you why you're, for example, someone's testosterone is low or other hormones are off, their progesterone's off. Women, by the way, have a lot more testosterone in their bodies than estrogen, and most hormone specialists do not know that. So if you're not looking at your minerals, are you able to have, in any chance, really optimal hormones, which influence everything? Hormones, neurotransmitters, all of that, right? That is the felt sense of your life. That is how you feel. Despite everything that anyone might have or not have, those will determine how, like, your inward and outward sense of life and how you experience it. To me, it's endlessly interesting because it's really the cosmos at play within us. And that's what we're measuring, and that's what we're, dare I say, fixing.
I love that idea. And you kind of touched on it earlier with this periodic law, this idea that it is all within us. And what's interesting is we've been taught to look at our vitamins. We're bypassing what are these building blocks, the minerals. And if we can get those set, then we're in a kind of a much different position as far as building the universe we want to build within us.
Yeah, exactly. Just magnesium alone, a lot of people quote this 1955 literature, which is 300 enzymatic processes that activates. It's more like 3,751 proteins and thousands of enzymatic processes, just that one. And there's an epidemic of people being low in that. Even if they're taking a lot, you're absorbing, really with everything we've ever tested in a lab, 30% or less. With ours, because you're not having to break it down, it's already in a way that you can absorb it. You're absorbing that other 70%. This is why we're able to get people off of medication, because we're solving that, as you said, that foundation, really. That's what we're rebuilding. We're like right now, we're in this beautiful home. Imagine if the foundation wasn't good. Like, what a tragedy that would be.
Yeah, it's like almost like the walls and everything are the vitamins, but the actual structure is the minerals. Yeah. And without that, it may look great, but we're fucked over the long haul.
100%. And speaking of that long haul and this kind of zoom out picture, is why is this important? Can't you just eat the diet that you want. I wish that was the case.
And
I really do.
in Peyton, that's been, one of the things that we haven't necessarily agreed on. She's like, look, we have all these foods, all these minerals and vitamins are available in our foods. It's like, well, they maybe used to be. And it's just not, they're not there anymore. And so we need to have the supplementation. The issue has been the bioavailability. And, we're lucky if 30% of what we're taking is absorbed. So much of it is just bypassed. And so that's why I'm so fascinated with this. And is this similar to what would be like a liposomal kind of technology?
Similar to that, but with minerals, I found that it was better to do, it was much harder of a challenge to solve. I could have done nano emulsions of vitamins day one type thing pretty much, and sold a lot of product, probably sold way more. Why? Because people would have bought that and they're already educated. I just told them this one was better type thing.
Yeah.
Minerals has required a whole lot of education.